Are you a bridge or are you a barrier? In his 1992 document, Pastores dabo vobis, or I Will Give You Shepherds, Pope St. John Paul II lays out his vision of seminary or priestly formation. But in many ways, this could be applied simply to Christian formation, to all people who want to live their lives faithfully and fully. And within that vision, he gives 4 areas or 4 anchor points around which the rest of that formation is meant to revolve. It is the spiritual, the intellectual, the pastoral, and what he calls the foundation or the basis of all other 3 formation areas, it is the human. And the reason why it is the basis, that human formation is the foundation of the other 3 areas of formation, is because it is in our humanity where the other 3 are meant to be integrated. It is also through our humanity that they are then expressed to others, that it is then revealed to those around us. Now, perhaps some of us are a little bit slower to learn than others, and we didn't quite pick up on that human formation part. But when we are well formed, we become a force of attraction rather than a force of aversion. We draw people to Christ rather than push them away. St. Paul tells us that faith comes through hearing. The faith comes when it is shared from one person to the next. God, in his humility, perhaps in his wisdom, he chose to have intermediaries through which and by which he shares the faith with others. Now, this is a tremendous gamble because he is then dependent upon the quality of those intermediaries, that they will be conduits of his grace, that they will convey the message that they have received in a qualified manner to others, so that they can, in fact, be bridges rather than be barriers. In our gospel today, we hear about the Pharisees. Now, they did well in 3 of these 4 areas of formation. Intellectually, they knew the law to its finest point better than anybody else. Spiritually, they participated in all of the prayers. They did everything that they were supposed to do with regards to the synagogue and with regards to study. Even pastorally, I suppose. They kept the kosher laws, they did all the cleansings, they even provided the means by which others could do the same things. But humanly speaking, their lives were not imitable. Jesus says, do what they say, but not what they do. Theirs were footsteps that the others could not follow in. They were, in fact, barriers. Are there still barriers to the faith today? Mahatma Gandhi was quoted as once saying, "I like your Christ, but I do not like your Christians, because your Christians are so unlike your Christ." Jesus, in his own incarnation, becomes the model of evangelization. He who became like us in all things but sin. He became like us so that we could become like him. Looking like us, speaking like us, and without sin, acting and loving like us. If he had done what many of us do, saying, well, I'm just going to keep my hands clean and stay over here. I'm going to just sit back and I'll passively, experience my own faith, and when they're ready, then they will come to me. If he acted like we act, then where would be our salvation? Where would be the incarnation and the redemption? But here's the thing about a bridge, is that a bridge can not only connect its end, but it also has to connect its origin. It has to stretch out between the one and the other. Otherwise, how could people pass over?